Hey all, Ryan here from Planetary Lapidary, and welcome to another episode of Cutting Rocks, where I cut through rocks and fossils I find on the western shore of Lake Michigan, see what spills out. So this week I went through my cold water bin again, and I kind of pulled out these 7 that I think might have some potential. This first one has got this big old pocket with a couple bands running through it. I think I'm going to cut it right down this way and see if any of those bands are in there. This one's kind of similar, kind of has a big pocket there, one right there. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna go through this one, probably right down this way. This one has got this other big pocket with maybe a little geode in there and then some chain coral on the end. So what I wanna do, yeah, that kind of goes all the way through. So what I wanna do is try to split this thing right in half and see if I can get that pocket in there. This one is another weird one. It's kind of got this horn coral on the bottom, then it's got this cool little cold water patch here and here. It kind of comes through as stromatoporoid maybe on the other side, but what I want to do is zip that thing right in half, see if any of those cool pockets come through. And this, I'm not 100% sure on what this stuff is, if it's maybe stromatolite or it could just be like a banded sandstone, I suppose, too, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. But this one goes all the way through, so you can see it goes from right there to right there. So I definitely want to cut through the middle of that thing. I'm not sure how, maybe like this, right down the middle, or I'll try to get an angle on it so I can get right through the middle of that thing. But again, not 100% sure, but should look cool. This is another one, same stuff, you know, maybe it could just be like a layered sandstone or something, but I'm not 100% sure. It's just got some really cool patterns on it, so I'm gonna go right down the middle of that one. And then last but not least, this thing's got some Favicites on the top, some stromatoporoid kind of through the middle, one cold water pocket right there in the middle, and then you can kind of see a pocket starting there and some bands and it coming through there. So hopefully it's not just right there, but we'll see. But I'm gonna go right down the middle of this one the long way too, and we'll see what we get. So we're gonna use the high-tech 10-inch slab saw, thin centered blade. So let's get set up and get cutting. Alright, number 1, it had this kind of pocket and those bands there, so I went alongside the bands. Let's see if it went deep. It did not, but still very cool. Opened up a couple more little pockets right there. You can kind of see it a little bit. Not bad, not bad, but it did kind of disappear right here. But still cool. I would still call it a win. Still got some micro bands in there. So, all right, 1 for 1. On to number 2. Okay, number 2 went right through the pocket again. There's a pocket there and a pocket there. Let's see. Ooh, that looks cool. No real banding or anything, but still really, really cool. Yeah, no real banding on that side either. So we kind of just pockets on the outside, which is what the case is most of the time. But it does have a little geode pocket right there. Maybe some little stuff right there starting. Little pocket. But still not super great, but really cool contrast with all the different colors. So 2 for 2. Let's get on to number 3. Alright, that one went a little wonk on me, so I had to spin it, but I got right down the middle how I wanted. So let's see if we can get a good one. Oh, look at that. Look at that chain coral in there next to that cold water pocket. Really cool. Both sides too. Totally clear maybe. Yeah, clear on that side. You can see the light all the way through it. So that's really cool, even just to see the little chain in there right next to the pocket. And then there's that little geode pocket right there. It actually goes all the way through. So that might make a cool piece. Kind of try to keep that on the end or something. But definitely 3 for 3. Let's keep going. All right, through number 4, this was the one that was kind of had that pocket there, and then that really cool pocket right there, and then some fossil at the bottom. So let's see. That pocket came through right there. Really cool fossil. Yeah, there's some super micro bands right there. So that's cool. That's a nice little pocket. That's kind of the pocket I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping for that top one, but don't really see much in there. But really good pocket right there. A couple different, I'll have to get way zoomed in so you can see those micro bands in there. And then cool to have the little bit of fossil too. Yeah, those micro bands come all the way through that side. So 4 for 4, onward. All right, so this is that first kind of mystery one. I was able to get right through both sides of that thing, so I should be right through the middle of whatever that is in there. So let's see. Oh, look at that. That's really cool, but still, I just don't know. It could be stromatolite, but yeah, I'm not sure. Could just be like some other kind of algae or something, or like I said, it could just be some kind of weird sandstone as well. Actually, it doesn't feel like sandstone, so I don't know. But there you can kind of see the grittiness in it. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure that it's really cool looking. You know, I'm glad I went that way. I got kind of both sides of it, so that's cool. All right, on to the next one. Okay, so here's that second wispy one. I got right down the middle again. Oh, that one's a little better. Look at that. So again, not 100% sure what that is. It could just be, you know, crazy sandstone. It could be stromatolite. Not 100% sure though, so I'm not gonna say either way, but that one turned out really good. I really like that pattern. You know, you can see how gritty and kind of pitty it is, like especially in that material there. So that's what makes me think it's like sandstony, but it could be like a sedimentary agate, you know, in there as well. But I don't know for sure. All I know is it's really cool. So let's get on to that last one. Okay, so last one. So let's see if we caught any pockets inside of this thing. You never can tell. Let's go this way. Not really. A little bit of Favosites right there at the bottom. Some of the grayish and mudstone contrast, so that's cool. But no real pockets. Maybe some micro banding right there in the middle on that pocket. Maybe not though. Not sure, but not bad still. Really cool contrast with the fossil mudstone, stromatoporoid, you know, this silicified whatever in there. So really cool. I would say they were all a win. So 7 for 7. So if you like this video, leave a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for some close-ups at the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.